calling it sheer fabrication. And for more insight, Newsroom Tokyo's Yoshioka Takuma spoke with NHK World's Sekiya Satoshi, who's been covering the situation.
So, Satoshi, our former Chinese defense minister and his predecessor have been ousted, and now Myanmar has been suspended. What's going on?
The situation in the Chinese military is not normal. Myanmar worked for a long time in the province where Xi Jinping built his political career. He was seen as having his trust. But he has now been suspended for serious violations of discipline. That essentially means he has been pushed out. Experts watching the situation are shocked.
ヨーカはですね、過去の政治員だったウィミアン・ワン・フェネイブ・political commissar. He called Xi Jinping the core from a very early stage. From that perspective, I think the fact that Yang was the subject of the investigation is the biggest shock. Rather than the anti-corruption campaign that President Xi has done so far. そうべきだというふうに言えるかと思います。
Satoshi, President Xi reportedly has a lot of power in the Communist Party and its military. Why have his aides been ousted?
What's behind all this is President Xi's tough stance on corruption. Many of the ousted officials were originally chosen by Xi himself, but they were then found to be corrupt. So Xi has less faith. Plus, there is information suggesting that corruption has led to a decline in military capability. The tough response shows that Xi feels a sense of crisis. One reason Miao Huai's suspension is getting attention is that he is the highest ranking official to have come from the Navy. Corruption cases thus far have involved the Army and the rocket forces. So it seems that President Xi's distrust is spreading to more parts of the military. By cracking down more widely, he could be trying to ensure loyalty to himself.
So, Satoshi, this situation raises one, important question: that are these incidents affecting the Chinese military's combat capabilities, especially at a time when President Xi is not ruling out unifying Taiwan by force?
President Xi has set a goal of building a military that can counter the U.S., which is China's biggest rival. That's because the U.S. can prevent China from using force against Taiwan. But it's inevitable that morale in the military will suffer because of the crackdown.
ヨーカが政治工作部のMiao was in charge of personnel affairs for the military as the head of the political works department. So we need to pay attention to how far the repercussions of Miao's punishments will spread. If punishments spread in the Navy and the entire military, there will be a big impact on the operations of the People's Liberation Army.
The risk of an invasion of Taiwan could decline in the short term as unrest spreads in Chinese military. But there could be a greater risk over the medium to long term if corruption is eliminated and the military reorganizes. Security experts will be keeping a close eye on the impact within the Chinese military.
Next, a Beijing court has reportedly sentenced a Chinese journalist to 7 years in prison for espionage. Authorities detained Dong Yuyu in 2022, shortly after he met a Japanese embassy official. Dong was the deputy head of the Guangming Daily's commentary section. The newspaper is affiliated with the ruling Communist Party. The Japanese embassy official who met him in Beijing was also detained temporarily by Chinese authorities. That prompted Tokyo to lodge a protest against Beijing. A number of foreign nationals and their Chinese acquaintances have been detained on spying charges since an anti-espionage law came into effect in 2014. Foreign Ministry spokesperson Mao Ning was asked at a news conference about Friday's court ruling. She said China is a country ruled by law and penalizes criminal activities in accordance with the law. We turn now to Western Japan. Hiroshima City is planning to create an environment at its Peace Memorial Museum for visitors to view the exhibits in a relaxed and tranquil setting. It came up with the idea in response to overcrowding at the museum. About 1.2 million people visited in the 6 months from April to September. The number of visitors has been shooting up, partly because of foreign tourism. A survey by the organization that runs the museum found students on school trips complained of congestion. They reported difficulties such as not being able to stop at exhibits they wanted to see because there were too many people. The city wants to help younger generations learn about the atomic bombing in a calmer environment. It plans to make use of more than 500 square meters of basement space now being used for conference rooms and other purposes. Officials are considering using virtual reality in the exhibition planned there.